I went ahead and decoded Kim Kardashian's Santa baby video so you don't have to. And this is everything that you need to know. To summarize, she did a fever dream type of video honoring Christmas and the spirit of Christmas, but in reality, it's a satanic depiction of the Christmas holidays. So all of the energy in the video is inverted, which is why you feel violated and uncomfortable watching it. There's so much to say about this in when it comes to programming and programming the masses and rituals and all of how all of this energy ends up playing out. But the way that you traumatize the mind, the way that you traumatize a person is by inverting something good or something that they have a good connection to. So that is what primarily happens from a young age is if the one person that you care about, which is usually mom or dad, does harm to you, knowingly or unknowingly, it creates a trauma response because it's out of love, it's out of God, it's in the realm of inverted energy, which makes it dark matter. It makes it satanic or devil-like. But that's the lens that you see things through when you are in the first level consciousness, which is black and white. But there are more tiers to this, and there's definitely an evolved way of looking at energy. But at the first layer, this is what happens in the earthly realm. But essentially, in dark magic or in the world of programming, the way you do this is by fragmenting the mind and perverting its idea of something positive or good. So we know that Christmas is associated with nurture, love, people coming together. It's honestly, everybody has such a warmth around it. But when you can pollute it and put in new programming, then people start to associate that with whatever that program. Other examples of mass programming are horror movies and how they will get beloved things and make them evil. Like Winnie the Pooh movie that went evil. Any type of movie with kids, like Hello. There's so many horror movies that make kids the villain. And babies too, like that movie Rosemary's Baby. Like, okay, so they will get something that is like divinely sacred and invert it into something wrong. And so when people subject themselves to that, they subject themselves to the programming of it, which fragments the mind. Now, what happens with these types of videos, rituals, because it's a form of dark magic, what happens here is you don't have to understand it consciously. You can watch it and be like, what the fuck, that was dumb. But subconsciously is where the dialogue is happening. Subconsciously is where your brain is going to sort the images it has seen. And those images are the mind control and the programming that happens in your subconscious. So then you begin to live out those tendencies, which cartoons do this as well. Things like Cocomelon and My Little Pony are some that I know that do these kind of really dangerous things for kids, and it just goes on, okay? But I wanted you to have that idea. And just looking at the video, it is very much sex, women, and the sex program, the beta program. And this is coming from the first beta queen, Marilyn Monroe, who was a psyop for also sex. I don't know how to say this. Eroticizing women. Okay, so she's pushing that program where it's like past objectifying and bringing it into a fantasy state. Now, surprisingly, this goes very well with Kim Kardashian's astrology. She is a Libra sun, which makes her incredibly superficial and status driven. And her moon is in Pisces, which is incredibly loyal and devoted and doesn't question. So between the energy of Libra and Pisces that Kim has, you have a phenomenal servant who's not going to question anything that is coming up as long as she looks good and is getting status out of it, which she is. Idea of her using the Marilyn Monroe program we know is strong because we have seen her try to emulate her and channel her with wearing her dress. Like, it's kind of crazy and creepy. We've never seen anything like it. But that's her programming and also her doing the work that she's doing. Now, what do they get out of this? My opinion of the beta program is harnessing the feminine creative energy. So, whenever you can control the feminine energy and urge, you disempower the woman, okay? And you minimize her to next to nothing. And that's also in a space of servitude as well. So getting the women who are active to serve more programs and more control over the men. Another huge thing that I want to mention is that this video proves that Kim Kardashian is out of favor with whoever is in control. She has lost some of the grip, some of her edge. Who knows what this is? Energetically, the kind of leg up that she had, no pun intended, with a broken leg right now. But she's out of favor with them, and this is a public allegiance to whoever she is serving. Now, we've never seen this from her. And part of it is because I think that Kim Kardashian was divinely spiritually protected when she was with Kanye West. Because Kanye West is controversial in the same way that Elon Musk is, in which he plays both sides. And that is how they are in the position that they are in. Playing both sides means that they're not necessarily white or black or good or bad, but they have feet in both sides. And Kanye also has a Pisces moon, and I would say that Kanye is more anchored in spiritual strength and truth, probably because of his mom. And so we see his servitude to the Lord, to God, in his music. And that is a form of protection for him, whether he is a celebrity or not, and how he chooses to live his life. Regardless, he is still creating association and energetic ties to God and spirituality. So that acts as a form of protection. And when they were together, I think that it was giving her spiritual protection. Now, she's in a tight place because of who her mother is and the things that her mother does to harness energy, allegedly, right? But what happens with Kim Kardashian is that she has no sense of self. She has absolutely no sense of self and looks for people to program her or make something out of her. And she performs this as the ultimate muse. I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, you can make me what you want. I am your fantasy. You just dress me up. That's a muse. But muses have off time too, okay? And she doesn't have that. She has absolutely no sense of self. Kanye West is the one who gave her a sense of self, a sense of identity. And we are just looking at her destruction, life after Kanye West, life after not having him in her life. It's been a couple of years and she's been able to sustain herself, but he's not doing what he used to do, which is give her an identity. And we're starting to see that fall, which really, she only became relevant during the time that Kanye was able to program her, or Kanye was able to give her a sense of self. And then she became relevant, cool, whatever, everything she is now. But now that he's gone and not in there, she doesn't know who to be. So guess who she's turning to give her a sense of self? She's turning to these dark forces that she blindly follows and adheres to. And I think it's only going to get worse because of her associations. I think that we're about to lose Kim Kardashian as we know her.